Hello. Just drink me some water. Anyways, what is up, everybody? We now have the February report, which means we do our market report. So, just to jump right into it, we're going to be looking at some of the most viewed properties. We're going to be looking at the most expensive and the least expensive. And then we're just going to roll into a conversation about list prices, what's selling the most, what isn't, what's going down in value, down in showings, um, down in other things. There's so many, and you're about to see this report. I was trying to think of one, but there's many. So let's just get straight into it. Here we go. All right. So if you look at this, boom, here we go. Our most viewed. Let me scroll up just a little bit. Excuse me. Most popular listing right here. And what's cool about this? You know what's really cool about this? You know what's really cool? This is one of our team's listings. It's the most viewed property. So again, if you or you know someone that wants to sell their home, we might know what we're doing over here. So let me know. This is the most viewed home. I think it's the coolest thing ever to see that and to know that. So let's look at it just real quick. Why is it the most viewed home? One, pictures as always. Price point being 330,000, which is interesting as well. Here we go. All right, cool. So I mean, but look at this home. You know, it's something that many people love, which is the front porch, of course, a covered porch area. Just so we can go swing through it. Now, guys, if you do want to look at this, if you do want to see this property in person, reach out. Let me know. We can make it happen. Just gonna scroll through it real quick. Matter of fact, let's you know what? I want to see the no backyard neighbors. Let me just scroll. Da 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 da. Wow. All the pictures. All the pictures. Well, that's not you can't really see the grass behind it. That literally looks like I drew that. That's funny. That is funny. But I guess right here you see that there's no backyard neighbors. Big slope, man. You know what we used to do? We used to take the trucks off of skateboards and go down hills like that with pine straw. And we call it straw boarding. So that is the first thing that I see and want to know more about as soon as I see that. But let's go back. All right. So this, yes, is still the most expensive, almost $1.4 million. And this listing agent still hasn't got back up with me. I'd love to do a tour of the home like I've done other homes, but they haven't got up with me and it's still on the market. So there you go. Here is the least expensive property, which is comes from a property management company that we know in the area. Great pictures, as you could tell. And hey, that thing is pixelated. That looks like a video game from the early 2000s. So when we go look at investment properties, honestly, we like this. Now that's interesting. Wow, everything's purple. Wow, that is. There's a blanket around the heater. All right, the water heater. Wow, they got upset. They got kicked out. Is my guess. Wow. So everything I'm seeing is for the first time, as you could probably tell. It's more of a reaction video, I guess you could say. Wow, look at that purple. Holy moly. And then look at the oh, this is kind of sad knowing that that was a child's room. Wow. Yeah. Good thing they covered up these holes. Okay. Wow. Big size backyard though. And we're back here at the beginning. If you're an investor and you want to, you know what's interesting? This is a $90,000 home and it's the cheapest home. You know, as you may have been here before, we are in the teens, right? Like 18,000, 20,000, whatever properties. And this is a kind of a jump up, to tell you the truth. Due to condition, the property may have health safety risk. Prior to entry, all parties must sign a hold harmless agreement, and the property may only be shown by appointment. Wow! So be careful. There was mold and all the fun things uh, in the in the ceiling that you may have saw that. All right, let's keep it moving. So that is that. That's just a really quick look into what I think is pretty cool. You just see the most viewed listing, which is from our team. Way to go, team! And then you see the most expensive agent, please get back up with me. Maybe I can drive some traffic to that thing by doing a tour. And then you got the third one, which is the least expensive, which is always interesting to see. But it's a pump in price. 90,000 is honestly a higher price. considering our area. We usually have much lower price listings. So someone must have ate up those other listings if you've been here before. Jumping right into the next thing, we're just going to get straight into the numbers. Let me close that out and open this up real quick for you. Mm, here we go. All right. So here is the Fayetteville area as we're about to go over February. So let's look at this. We have new listings. As you can see, this is year over year numbers or month over month numbers, excuse me, of February 2023 February versus 2024 February. We are up on new listings. Now, prior we were still up, but we were up 7%. Oh, let me make this bigger. We were up 7%. So we are now collecting more listings. It looks like people are looking to sell a lot more. I will say we've seen a pump too. I think we set 5 appointments the other day, and it's about 3 to 5 appointments a day right now. So real estate's picking up a little bit, and I think there was that conversation that you saw where there is some bills that are possibly being introduced to drive down more of the interest rate, but also uh, money given to first time home buyers. That was new news that came out, and then incentives for builders that came out too. I don't think the bill has gone far, but even those type of conversations can excite people and get them back into looking into the market, and that's possibly what we're seeing here. Because obviously some of these sellers are letting go of a low interest rate, and they have to be it has to be semi worth it to jump out their listing. Anyways, we are up on listings. How about pending? Looks like we're up almost 19%, which is interesting. We are putting more inventory on the market. In January, we were down, I want to say 8%. No, excuse me, we were down 4%, and now we're up 18%. So that's a huge pump in pending. So yes, we're putting more on the market as of a month over month number, but we're also pending them just as quick. Closed sales says we're down 13%, and honestly, we're going up because the month prior we were down 25%. So we're still going up, what, 8% or so, 7%, whatever that number is. So we're still going up on closed sales. It just is still in the negatives. Days on market, we're up 18%. If you look month over month, and the month prior, we were up 44%. So yeah, we're eating up our inventory. Yes, we're putting more inventory on the market, but we're eating it up. So we're actually down on days on market, which is good. This is a good sign. If you look at the percent of list price to received, what does that mean? So first off, what that means is once you've listed it at a certain price, let's say $100,000, and you get $100,000, it closes at $100,000. You've got 100% of your list to close price, if that makes sense. Okay, great. So what we're seeing is we have been coming down for the last 3 or 4 months. If you've been watching our market reports, you know this, but not much. I mean, by a percent or so. And now, if you see this, it's still down 99%. So a little bit less than a percent. As you see right there, 0.3% we're up if you look month over month. Um, all right, and then year to date. So, this is decent conversation. I think the month over month is also a great conversation, but as you see, it's kind of reflective of the same conversation. We're up, down, up, down, up, right? So seeing here, we're still at the 99%. Still great. I mean, nothing to be worried about for sure. And by the way, this is single family existing that you can see up here. There is something surprising that I'll show you here in a second. But let's move to new construction. Give me 1 second. New construction. Give me 1 second. Da, 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 da. So what I'm doing is I'm pulling up the month prior, and I'm able to have a better conversation. So, all right, if you look at this, we are where we at? Where we at? All right, new listings. We're actually up 65%. So if you look month over month, we're up 65%. Year to date, we're up 60%. Are we putting more new constructions? Are we putting more new construction homes on the market? Yes or yes, right? We definitely are putting more on the market. The month prior, we were up almost 50%, and now we're up 65%. So more units are actually hitting the market. And these are actually the unit number versus percent number, or that's reflective. The percent number is reflective of the unit number. So look at this, 106 year to date, and the year prior, we were putting 67 the same time. So almost double. Almost. We're getting there. That's interesting. Pending sales up, of course, as we put more inventory on the market, just like it's set up here on our single family existing. The more we're putting on the market, the more we're putting under contract. We are up 27%, and the year prior, or excuse me, the month prior, we were flat at 0%. We weren't even up. So it was 33 units pending. Now we're at 42. So we're up 30%. We're up again year to date, of course. Closed sales up 4.5%. We always round up, so we're looking at 5%. And then right here, 26%. If you look at that. So the month prior, we were up 62%. And now we were up no, wait, is that right? Give me a second. Closed sales up 62% month over month. And now we're up, let's say 5%. Wow. So 23 units, and then if I look at the other one, we had 26 units. But 16 in 2023. Sorry, now I'm just like walking through this. Yeah, so we definitely pended more in 2023 or closed more in 2023, same time. So it doesn't look that much of a jump, although we're still closing more. Days on market, we are down. What does that tell you? What does that tell you guys? When we are down on days on market, we are up on more units hitting the market, and we're up on pending and closed. But yet we're down on days on market, or DOM, DOM. What does that say? That means, man, we are really eating. We're definitely eating up the inventory. Buyers are coming back into the market, and we're seeing it clearly here in Fayetteville. Let me put that back up on the screen. Look at this. Still getting, I would say, right there at list to close price, right here. I mean, look at that. And then if you look at year to date, 100%, 100%. And we were at 100.4% in January. So I mean, I guess we're down a little bit, but let's be real. I mean, they're basically getting what they're asking right now. Now, this is saying, if you are a buyer right now, going back into the market, you may have to be a little bit more competitive than honestly a month and 2 months, the last 2 months. It is starting to pick right back up. So you may want to, if you've been looking for months and you've been a little bit softer on your offers, they're going to have to get stronger. Yes, we're getting more inventory on the market, but we're putting them right back under contract. I mean, it's starting to heat up a little bit. It's not boiling like it was, a few years ago, but it's heating up. It's heating up. And for you sellers, if you're thinking about selling, there's buyers in the market clearly, and it's not just me saying it. The numbers are saying it. The numbers are saying we're eating up our inventories. These listings aren't staying on market as long as they were prior, even though we have more inventory hitting the market. So it's good for sellers. It's still good for buyers, but the buyer must, I would say, depending on price point, depending on location, depending on motivation, depending, just be a little bit more probably aggressive in your offers, because the market's just telling us that you might have to be. All right, let's go back. So here's the interesting part. If you guys remember townhouse and condo, yes, for the last few months, they haven't necessarily been getting list to close price, but we were looking at the 99 stuff, the 99% stuff. Let me pull up the other screen just so I can have it. Give me a second. Right? Check this out. So last month we were looking at this number, and we're still looking at this number. So as you can see, this number kind of went up a little bit on the new construction, because we were floating at 100 for a while, and then 99, and now this one hit back at 100%. Townhomes, we're going back down. So as the market starts to heat up, you're starting to see a lot more inventory hit the market. But what does that mean, right? That means buyers now have option. If they didn't necessarily want a townhome or a condo, maybe they wanted a larger yard. I mean, some of these you get a little bit of yard, but I mean a larger yard. Maybe they wanted a little bit more privacy. Maybe they didn't want to share what they call wall to wall or paint to paint. They wanted privacy. So there wasn't that option though. We low on inventory, you know. Buyers weren't hitting the market like that, and the ones that were didn't have much to choose from. And you saw they were if they're at lower price points, a little bit easier to get into, and you saw it. They were holding their lists to contract price. Now that they have more, now that buyers are having more options, this number's coming down a little bit. I mean, I say down. That's still healthy, guys, but it's coming down from what it looked like prior. So, and what I mean by healthy, look at this. This is clearly healthy, right? So, we are up almost 10% month over month in median sales price. Let's just go down here. Actually, let's do the average sales price up 20%. Okay. So if I look at the month prior, we were up 12% average sales price. 12%. So we're still up on the, if you have a townhome or a condo and you're thinking about listing, you're still up, but you may find yourself lowering the price points, depending if you want it sold faster and you're not willing to wait a little bit for the market to catch up. We are seeing 61% new listings hitting the market, and the month prior was 20 something. Oh no, 35. It was 35. So, but we were actually up 20% in January. Now we're up. Hold on, we were up 20%, 29%. Yeah, yeah. So more exactly. So they're sitting on the market. We're getting not only more listings, but I can almost bet that look, closed sales were down. Exactly. And let me look at the month prior. Down 37%. Now we're down 21%. This says 29%. And it was 37%. So I guess we're going up, but we're still in the negatives. We're still in the negatives if you look month over month and year to date numbers of these units being closed, not happening as frequent. So now let's look at this number. Wow, look at that number. All right, so days on market in January 2024 was 44%. Month over month. Now look at this. Days on market up 170%. We're up 94% year to date, and from prior we were up 44%. These things are hitting and are staying on the market a little bit longer. It's funny because I was talking to a sorry, now I want to look at this. Townhomes and condos starting to flatten out a little bit. But remember this, look at this. I mean, we were all riding this train back in 2020. Look at this. 2020. Up, 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 up. But look at single family. We saw that starting to flatten out. And then look at new construction flattening out, single family flattening out, and this soon we're probably going to start seeing it stay flat or even start to drop in numbers. But yeah, that's the I would say that's the report. Do this for about 20 minutes every single time. What do you guys see there? What do you guys see there? Because this is just part of what we see when we do look at these numbers, and it allows us to have a better conversation with our buyers and sellers because it's not necessarily us giving them advice, it's the market giving them advice. And I hope and trust that this is giving you some advice if you're an investor. Because like I was going to say earlier, I was talking to an investor and they started investing in townhomes, or excuse me, or was it condos? Either way, it was townhomes or condos at the time because they were doing the better. They were getting more bang for their buck at the time. Now, I don't know if I have that same conversation, right? By the way, I will preface this by saying real estate for us has been really good though. So in time, if you're willing to wait and not be so emotionally attached to the volatile nature of a micro real estate market and think macro, you're going to be in a really good position. I believe, no financial advice. I'm just some crazy dude on YouTube trying to share some information with you. So, or Facebook if you're in the group. Jump into the group, by the way. Find Fayetteville, we do have that group. So I just want this stuff to empower you. And let me know if it helped. Put in the comments, maybe DM me. That's where I get, honestly, for whatever reason, I get more DMs about this than comments. Comment. Maybe you can find another person that you could mastermind with about the market or something, and I'll jump in too. But either way, thank you guys so much. That's February market here in Fayetteville, North Carolina. and let me know if there's anything I can do for you. As always, till then,